So guys, before we get started, don't forget we do have that amazing discount code thanks to Tier 0 Games going on right now. And all you have to do is put in ZWGames5 to get 5% discount on your total order at tier0games.com. The links will be in the description below. What's up YouTube, Darryl here from Z4 Games, bringing you as you requested by our poll, and do not worry, I will be bringing you Plunder Patrol tomorrow as well. It is Sneak Peek weekend. I hope you picked up all the cards you needed. I luckily picked up all the Time Thief stuff because it is all low rarity, which is great, and we finally got new support. So thanks to you guys, I did put a poll out towards the end of last week of which deck you want to see the most, and this is one you voted for. So before we get started, a massive shout out to Vivos and Armed Coffee. So they brought me a combo that I'm going to show you guys at the end of the video as well. It's a 2-card combo that ends on 2 XYZs and the counter trap. I'll have to go through it slowly because I haven't practiced it as much as I would like to, but I will show you that towards the end of the video. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into this pure Time Thief deck. So by pure, I mean this isn't going to be the Lunalight mix, this is going to be focused around the Time Thieves. So we start off with triple Time Thief Wizard. This was a common in Savage Strike. Pretty much gets the gear going. Now obviously the most important card for your deck is your Time Thief Regulator, but the biggest issue with Regulator is it is the biggest neg if it gets ashed, because this is your normal summon. It's the only card you want to use your normal summon for, and you want to get this effect off. So if you control no other card, you tribute it from the field, special summon 2 Time Thieves, and this is part of the 2-card combo. That being said, Winder also, I don't know why I called it Wizard, Winder also has a good effect. So these cards kind of go off and give your XYZs additional material. So Winder is you detach 1 material from an XYZ monster you control to special summon this card from your hand, and then if it is normal or special summoned, you get to add 1 Time Thief card from your deck to your hand except himself. So that's how you search out the counter trap, and the counter trap is amazing. We then play triple Time Thief Beazle Ship. So for those of you who don't know, I think this is based off of Doctor Who, which is pretty cool. Beazle Ship again is very, very awesome. So quick effect, you tribute this card, then type 1 Time Thief XYZ monster you control. Attach 1 card from your opponent's graveyard to that monster as material. If this card is in the graveyard, detach 1 material from an XYZ, and then you get to special summon it, but banish it when it leaves the field. So again, gives you additional extension, which you mainly want to be using your effects for. So and then the quick effect is very, very nice to give Redoer a spell or trap from your opponent's graveyard, or a monster if they're trying to revive it. We then play triple Time Thief Chrono Coda. Now this can actually be dropped to 2 if you want and put a Foolish Burial in, but the whole idea is you get this to the graveyard. Its main effect is during your opponent's battle phase. Quick effect, you contribute this card. The next battle damage you take from your opponent's monster's attack is turn inflicted to your opponent instead. If a face-out XYZ you control is destroyed on the field by card effect while this card is in the graveyard, you get to special summon it, but banish it when it leaves the field. So it's a nice kind of time winner in a sense, and it can kind of slow your opponent down. It's not the best of cards, but it's still very, very good, and you can easily swap this out should you wish. We then play a small Danger Engine. Now again, this is all actually budget. You can build this deck pretty much on a cheap as chips kind of build, and anything that does cost a little bit more, I'll explain what you can swap it out for. So you play a small Danger Engine. You can actually bump the Tuber card up to 3 if you want, but this is just for your level 4 extensions. And putting some of your cards in the graveyard like Beazle Ship can be very, very good because you can just bring them back anyway. We've then got the 1 Armageddon Knight again. You don't want to use your normal summon on this, you want to use it on the Regulator, but if you can't use it on the Regulator because you haven't opened it, then of course Armageddon Knight can always be there to send your Beazle Ship to the graveyard should you want to bring it back. Or of course can send the Regulator as well. Not Regulator, sorry. Where is it, the new one? The Chrono Coda. Then we've got triple hand trap. So this hand trap can be anything you want. I'm playing triple DD Crow at the moment. Everything is dark, so you do run headfirst into a Super Poly, so you want to be very, very careful. This can be Ashes if you want, and if you want additional draw power in the deck, you can play a Lure of Darkness. I'm currently going back with a good old retro because it is back, and I want to play it as much as I possibly can. Pot of Avarice. But again, like I said, Allure of Darkness easily fits into this deck. For the final monsters, we do play double Perform Ace Hat Trigger, just because it's an additional extension of a level 4. So if you get your Regulator off, you can special summon Hat Trigger, and then that allows you to extend your combo even further. Moving on to the spells, we play triple Time Thief Star. Again, brand new card, quick effect, and it is a common. You get to special summon 1 Time Thief monster from your hand. During your main phase, you can banish this card from the graveyard, type 1 Time Thief XYZ you control, and attach 1 Time Thief card or cards of different types, 1 monster, 1 spell, and 1 trap, from your graveyard to that monster as material. So you're then giving your Redoer a quick play draw bounce one card your opponent controls, and a banish it to protect it and bring it back during your standby phase. So very, very cool card, very, very powerful, and probably the second best Time Thief card because Petrulia is insane. Then triple Core by the Grave, because like I said, you want your regulator to go off as easily and consistently as possible. Double Instant Fusion for defensive plays and extension plays. So you play this into like a Thousand Eyes, or you can play it into a Millennium Eyes. I did tinker with Super Poly, so you can put Super Poly in this, and by doing so, it means that you can go for power plays during the battle phase, because you can go into Starving Venom yourself, or it's about breaking your opponent's board and going into like a Mud Dragon, because Mud Dragon is a level 4 that you can then use as material, so it does give you other ways of getting into your XYZs. Then we play a small handful of one-offs. So the one extravagance for draw power, like I said, if you don't have this or you want to swap this out, easily Allure. It's Avarice. I'm going to play it for as long as I can get away with it. One Monster Reborn. The one Double or Nothing, of course, is a rank 4 spam deck, so we are going for Utopia Double. And then the one Time Thief Hack. Now I love this card because it's continuous, and during the turn they are special summon XYZ monsters you control. So not just the Time Thieves, XYZs cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Also, your opponent cannot target them with card effects. You can type one face-up XYZ monster you control. It gains 300 attack for each material it has on it. If it's got a material owned by your opponent, it can attack directly that turn. Sorry, the dog is putting me off. he clearly doesn't like the idea that I'm playing Time Thief Hack. Oh well. Moving on to the trap cards, of course, we've got two of the brand new card, Time Thief Retrograde. This card is awesome. So it's a counter trap that when a spell, trap, or trap card is activated while you control a Time Thief XYZ monster, the activation, negate the activation, and if you do, attach this card to a Time Thief as material. So straight away, not only have you negated a spell or trap, but you've also had the ability to attach this to one of your monsters, and then that gives you a redo effect of a quick play, detach, and bounce, which is really, really cool. We then play two Time Thief Flyback. Now we have more cards to put to this. It's more consistent. So you target one Time Thief XYZ monster you control, attach one Time Thief card from your hand or deck to it as material. You banish this card from the graveyard, then target one Time Thief XYZ monster you control and attach one card from your opponent's graveyard to it as material. So again, it acts as a different defensive play. Got to remember that if your opponent wants to activate anything in the graveyard, so let's think about Master Plan, or even better, think about Mission Rescue, you banish this and then attach the rescue to your monster. Not only have you given your monster a quick play bounce, you've also stopped their combo going off. So this card is very, very important. And then finally, we've got the one Phantom Knight's Shade Brigade. Now this is just, again, it's an extension into your rank 4s. You can take it out for an upside if you want, because we are playing more of the traps. But the idea is that you get to this, or you get to make this play a lot sooner and quicker, and then extend from there on. So that's it for the main deck. Like I said, I've tried to make it as pure orientated as possible for the Time Thieves, because I still think the deck is amazing, and I'd love to see a bit more support for this as well. Moving on to the extra deck, we play two of the brand new Time Thief Petulia. Sorry, I can't even speak proper English right now. Anyway, this card is insane. I love it as well. So it's two level 4 monsters. During the standby phase, detach one material from this card. Then target one Time Thief monster in your graveyard except itself. Special summon that monster. Quick effect, you can target one other XYZ monster you control. Again, other XYZ monster you control, so anything you want. And then attach one Time Thief card from your deck to it as material. Only use the effect once per turn. Now, it is a nice 2500 defender as well. And that combos off with, I suppose, the Doctor. I suppose this is the Doctor's assistant, and then this is the Doctor. Double Time Thief Reader. Now, we all know what this card does. It's awesome. We love it. It's generic, which is a bit of a shame, but it's still insanely cool. Love it, love it, love it. Then, just because we are playing rank 4, if we do go into time, we've got a Cowboy to win it for us. And then, of course, you've got the Utopia package, Standard Utopia and Utopia Double. Then you've got the one Abyss Dweller, and you've got the one Tornado Dragon. Now, one of these cards will have to come out. It depends on how the meta goes. I feel we're going to be going into a control format, so sometimes if you don't want to go into the brand new XYZ for the Time Thief, you can go to Tornado Dragon or Abyss Dweller. For the Link Monsters, we've got the one IP Masquerina, the one Nightmare Unicorn, and the one Nightmare Phoenix and Nightmare Unicorn. I think that's the second time I've got them two the wrong way around. It's not as if they're like one's red, one yellow. Anyway, and then just to kill the games off, you've got the one Borrow Sword, and then we've got the one Thousand Eyes, the one Millennium Eyes, and finally the one Swamp King. Swamp. Now this is a 16 card extra deck. Now I'm not saying I'm playing all 16 of these, I'm just saying these are the options that you put in. So your options are, you put in a Borrow Sword to kill the game off, you put in an Abyss Dweller if the game is reliant on graveyard effects, you put in a Tornado Dragon if it becomes a control format, and then you put in a cowboy if you find yourself going to time more often than not. So once you've decided on what locals you're going to or big event you're going to, that is the point where you go, right, I've got enough control in my deck, I need to kill the game off, so I'm going to get rid of all of this, get rid of cowboy, keep these. My games are finishing within 10 minutes, I don't need cowboy, that can go. The decks I'm playing aren't back row heavy, so I'm going to get rid of that and put cowboy in. My decks that I'm playing aren't relying on graveyard effects, so I'm going to put Tornado Dragon in. So you adapt the extra deck accordingly, and you put some of these around. So that is just my personal opinion on it. By all means, update it, change it as and when you see fit to the 15 cards that you require. Now I'm going to show you the 2-card combo thanks to Armed Coffee and Vros. So your opening hand, you want your Time Thief Winder and your Time Thief Regulator. You normal summon your Regulator, use Regulator's effect, tribute that off, and special summon out your Beazle Ship and your Recoder from your deck. Then what you do is you overlay these two. This deck's only going to get better in Muscle 5 as well, guys, so keep that in mind. Definitely a safe investment with the prices of some of these cards as well. They're not high at all. Then you use the effect of Winder in hand by detaching one material from this. Now let me just check that I detach the correct material. There we go, detach that. Special summon your Winder. Winder then adds you the counter trap, your retrograde. Nice! Then you use Redoer's effect to detach and banish itself, and then that will trigger the Recoder's effect and bring Recoder back. And then you overlay these guys into any rank 4 that you want, if you want to get a little bit of consistency and to give your Redoer the trap attachment when it is summoned. You can go into the brand new card as well. So ending your board on that. Now, if you had additional extensions like any back row control, any kind of, depending on what you're playing, then of course you can go into Tornado Dragon, Abyss Dweller, so on and so forth. But the idea of this, when you bring back Redoer during the standby phase, he can then take something, and if he doesn't take a spell or a trap, you can attach the spell and trap to him, and then you do your retrograde. Retrograde can negate something and then attach it, and then you can detach and bounce one, and then you can keep using the Petulia effect to keep bringing it back as well. So very, very kind of cool combo, very, very short, simple and sweet, and to the point. Now, obviously the deck will start to develop a little bit more as kind of the meta defines itself, and as these cards get their full release with Ignition Assault coming out next week. But for now, I really, really like this deck. I loved it the second it came out. Very, very fun deck to play around with, and very, very nice kind of rank 4 deck to play around with as well. And I love rank 4, good old Zexal days. So that is it for now. I hope you liked it. I hope this gives you a couple of ideas on your own build. Like I said, I've tried to make this pure. I know Matt is attempting to make, or will make, the Time Thief Lunalight profile or deck as well. So it'll be interesting to see. They'll obviously have a bit more power play than this deck will, but it's still very, very fun to kind of play around with a pure Time Thief deck. But for now, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and until next time, guys, as always, happy dueling.